Well, welcome to another video. This is just a bit of a storytelling time. I'm in my 6-wheel drive Land Rover Parenti ambulance. As you guessed, it's the middle of the night and we're not driving anywhere. It's because we probably should have been during the day. Now, I thought this might be time to tell a bit of a story. And it's one that, I guess it's to convey a moral that my senior advisor, we'll call it, my mother, portrayed to me some years ago. I need a soldering iron here. She said it's both okay and in some cases essential to help yourself first. The situation I'm in actually comes from that. I had a fuse here somewhere. I have a 20 amp fuse. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. Some time ago, I've got a good friend. I've known him for 20 plus years. His wife just suddenly didn't wake up one morning. It's an incredibly tragic situation. And of course, me knowing him very well, knowing the situation he's in, and knowing that there's not a lot of help available to him, I rushed up there to go and help him. Thousands and thousands of dollars later and lots of effort, he's now safe and he's in a stable spot right next door to me. Actually, I've got to unsolder a fuse here that I can't see, so let's use blue tack to the rescue here. So yeah, of course he lives next door to me now. Of course we had been booked before that to go to South Gippsland Tank Adventures. It's a bit of a drive and a great place to be. However, because I've been focusing on helping him, he lost his cats the other day, or actually this morning. They got loose, so I've been prioritizing on trying to find those cats as quickly as possible. Well, after we gave up, one of them just came home and they're back in the proper enclosure and contained properly. I'm soldering a fuse down here at the moment, which is great. It's good news. Then I look at the time and realize that I have my trip to the chemo ward tomorrow for my infusion of Tisabri, which is very essential and happening the day before Australia Day, which is when we're going to the tank. So we have to go to the infusion and come back. Now I'm taking the 6-wheel drive ambulance the second we get back from that infusion. Now I've gone to start it, or I've gone to do some basic checks, which because I'm so late in the day, it's dark. Now this thing has had a dicky ignition switch or some wiring fault that I can't find for a very long time. And I need to tin the end of my iron here. And so of course I have a little button that is connected to the test light circuit and goes to the start solenoid directly to it. So if in the case that it won't start, I can trigger the start solenoid with a push button connected to a lighter socket, which is quite handy, and it does it intermittently, so it saves me getting out with a screwdriver. So I've gone to put the clip back on, and in the dark I got it on the wrong terminal. Now when I built this thing, I put a fuse in it, but I didn't put spade terminals on. I soldered the fuse in directly. And so because I put the clip on the wrong one, and I anticipated that this might happen at some point, that's why I put a fuse in it. I've put it on the wrong clip. So when I've gone to test if things work again, I've pushed the button and it's blown. Of course, this is also the day where the ignition switch is not functioning normally. So now I am left immobile at 11 o'clock at night when I have to get up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Burnt myself on the soldering iron. Let's turn that off. Okay, I should stop talking to the camera. So I've got to get up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, drive about an hour, spend 3 to 4 hours in a chemo ward with a needle hanging out of my arm. I might get a free meal, which is nice. I usually bribe the nurses with a couple of tins of chocolates as well. Then I've got to drive all the way back, or at least my senior financial manager, my wife, will be driving me back because legally I'm not allowed to drive for a couple of hours after that, or at least an hour, in case there's some weird random side effect, which can happen at any point with Tisabri. After an hour I'm outside that danger zone, I'm pretty good. So then I'm coming back here, picking up this vehicle, driving another couple of hours Some of that is going to involve dirt roads and tight windy roads in high elevations to get to the tank adventures, in which I'm camping the night. We are picking up 2 additional kids to go with us, my apprentice's friends, and then they will be leaving in a separate vehicle, which we're hitching the military trailer up to the Jeep. I will probably stay an additional night with this. My new neighbour and mate is coming with me, but he's going back in the Jeep. It all gets very complicated. Then I have to drive back to a museum meeting and then come back here again. So all very, very busy, but I'm at the 11th hour doing this stuff while we're waiting. So I've just finished soldering this fuse. Let's use, because I forgot to bring my keys, I'm using a jiggler here. So let's see if we can start this thing. Let's see if it will fire up. And where's our clip? That goes into the lighter plug. Let's try now. We're working. So I'll put the screws back in it. We'll be done. But let's consider the moral of the story. Look after yourself first, because you may end up in a situation where you can't help others if you don't. And I'm very nearly at that point. I'm very nearly at a point where I can't help myself. So yeah, look after yourself first, guys. And yeah, this has been a good little repair. I now have my push button on the dash here. Alright. We'll see you all in the next one. Hope you had fun.